Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Rabbles. This is Rabble Rouzers D&D, and our cast is here. This is our very first live show. We have not done this before. It's different. It's a little nerve-wracking because I have all the things happening. I'm very confused as to what's working and what's not. You guys that stream know exactly what I'm talking about. Always.
When are you not confused? Yeah.
I'm always not confused.
It just means that people will get to hear more live poop jokes and more use of the word fuck. So,
you know what's crazy?
Language?
Wait, what language? Use all the language. It's all the language.
I'm just saying
More
to watch it. I'm not saying to use language. I'm just saying to watch it, okay, kid?
This is probably this is considered, I guess, our 5th episode. Up on the top left, we have Yurgriff Anvilhands, aka Pazzel56X, another streamer. How's it going, Pez?
Well, hello there. How are you all today?
Oh, the opposite. This way.
Top right, Moxie, the variant tiefling bard. Empress _ Allie. You can find her also on all the stream places. To my bottom, I guess it's my left technically, is my left, your right. I don't really know. Is Fignacious Mangelbopper, aka Samir. Nothing to say, Samir. You just gonna give everyone the peace sign.
I'm just saying hi. Yeah, I'm a very quiet person today.
And to the right of my left, right, left, up, down is Raymond, aka Frank.
What's happening, people?
It's really weird doing this because usually I just record it, and when I record it, I can like have OBS as my main section, so I can actually like see where you guys are at and play that way. Whoa! But right now, there's like this slight delay in what I'm seeing. So when you guys talk, it comes in seconds afterwards. So I'm gonna have to be real careful about talking over you guys today.
Good luck.
Or I guess I could just make it smaller. Does it have to be so big? Maybe if it's just smaller, it won't be a problem. So this is our very first live session. We usually do these things and record them and do some minor editing and putting them out afterwards every other weekend, every other Wednesday rather, right here on this channel on Twitch. And we're gonna continue to do that after this episode is over. This is kind of a special thing for all of you who are tuning in live. And you are going to get to watch this, and then it's going to go offline, and I'm going to take it and cut it up and turn it into episodes and release it. I've had a lot of people asking for live episodes, and now you have one for tonight only. So find your friends, tell them to get online right now and check this thing out. Otherwise, they're going to have to wait until, what, the 2026? Something like that?
Long time.
Is a long time. It's going to take a while. Anyway, I figure we should kick this one off with a little bit of a last we left off type situation, because
thank God.
If you're just tuning in, if you've never been here before, you have no idea what's happening. We haven't played in a month, so we have no idea what's happening. So here, let me give you some stuff. So last we left off, our new party of adventurers, Yurgriff Anvilhands, Moxie, Fignacious Mangelbopper, and Raymond, became the heroes of a town called Oakshire. After a delve into an abandoned temple with some hidden secrets below its floors, the party discovered a nefarious situation going on. And they dealt with some ghost-like creatures that were sacrificing a young dwarven boy in what appeared to be attempts to open some sort of a door within the dungeon. Young Yankel Emberspire, that same dwarven boy, was ultimately saved and brought back to his mother, leaving the door, a very pesky chest, and the death and decay stenches that were down there left behind. After arriving back, and with some help from a rather scuffed town doctor, the boy was nursed back to health, as was Raymond, who also found himself getting a makeover by Moxie and Mrs. Emberspire, because his face was fucked up. The group spent some time at Yurgriff Anvilhand's smithy to have some work done before heading off for some drinks for the evening to celebrate their most recent victory. And on the way to the Wanton Thief, which is Oakshire's one-of-a-kind sketchy dive bar, set inside of a wooden building atop a nice old ancient stone foundation, which is what kind of the whole town is built atop, are old ancient stone foundations. On their way there, you happened across Jeffrey Lynn Sr., the town's current head of council and would-be mayor if he had his way anyway. Something was off about him. His demeanor was a little weird, and I'm retconning one thing from where he came from, because he came from Barthen's Provisions, and I said something different last time. But he came out of there, and as he ran into you guys, he was acting kind of like a bit of a sketchball, like he didn't want to give you any information about anything that was going on, and you were prying him. And eventually Fignacious proceeded to mess with him a bit before freaking him out and sending him on his way. And the rest of you moved on. And after some well-earned frivolity and drinking contests won by Fignacious, the very same was approached by an old man with an odd accent. The man who you were approached by, you had met the day before in the town's upscale eatery called Jameth and Maneth's. But something was different. His demeanor, the frailty that he had, his happy grandfather kind of esque personality was gone. He was dressed in totally different clothing, cloaked out, very, very dark type of clothing. And this man clearly looks, facial features and everything else, as if he's the same person. But he doesn't act that way. He came at you with an odd dialect, an odd accent, with a request to go and retrieve something precious that was stolen from him. He offered you 100 gold apiece for you and your party members once they woke up from their drunken stupors, to go into find this item, this amulet that was stolen from him by an adventurer who was last seen in this town. And he gave you a little bit of information saying that adventurer had last been seen going into the decrepit old wizard's tower just on the outskirts of the town. And then he, as swiftly as he paid for your drinks, he got up and left and walked out the door. And that was where we left off with that episode, aside from you guys getting level 2. So,
Ray.
I can close that now. So with you guys all going off to bed, Yurgriff going back to his place, and the three of you going upstairs to one of your rooms in this place here, early to rise, even with the amount of drinks that you had last night, Yurgriff, you are up and going about your normal morning routine, like nothing has happened. It's a bit earlier than normal, and just as you're about to head out the door to get your morning coffee, you realize something. It's not normal. Things are very different. Something's different. You have this new group of friends, or acquaintances at the very least. You just saved a boy. You've uncovered a couple weird things going on in some of the underground areas of the town. And you stop, and you go back, and you pick up your special backpack, your adventurer's backpack. And you pick up your weaponry and all your stuff, and you head out to get your morning coffee. And as you get outside, you look down the street at the at the Black Keg, which is where you usually get your coffee in the morning, and it's really early. They aren't even open yet. That coffee's not even brewed. So you take a little walk in the town square, waiting for 20 minutes, half hour for them to kind of kick it up. And as you get over to the area of the town square where there's a very old fountain, while all your friends are sleeping, you notice there's this weird lump on the ground right next to the fountain.
Yurgriff takes out Widowmaker. He walks over to the lump and he just kind of pushes it with his sword.
You push into whatever this thing is, and as you get closer, you realize that it looks kind of like a body. So you give it a little nudge with the end of your sword, and you touch it kind of in the leg. And you watch from beneath this cloak that's covering it, the leg just kind of turns to dust and poofs to the ground. And as it does, the whole body shifts a little bit. And the hood that's covering its head falls off. And you just see this desiccated body, almost mummy-like, laying on the ground. There's no one around that you can see. It's just you and this mummy-like body.
He, Can I see can I make the face out or anything?
Make an investigation check. You start to look at this thing, this person, and it's hard to tell just because of what's happening.
That's
roll?
A crit fail. That'd be a 2.
So you get down to look, and you keep, I don't know, I don't know who this is, and you're scared to touch it because you watch how the leg kind of just turned to dust after touching it, that zombie-like leg, and you just kind of you don't want to touch it to be able to get a very good view of it, and you're unable to sort out who or what it might be.
Do I see any guards around?
No, you do not. You just at a cursory glance, your passive perception, you have a look around. There's no one out yet. You actually normally, when you're up in the morning, you even hear like the lumber mill starting to get their work going. It's too early even for them.
Yurgriff looks down on the body and, well, I don't know who it is, and I don't want to know what it ran into, but I think we may need some reinforcements, and heads off to where his friends are.
Okay. Over at the Wanton Thief, the door's unlocked like it always is, and you walk in, and there's no one in there. I mean, there's a couple passed out bodies from last night, still sitting in their bar stools or whatever, but there's no one. None of the employees are there, or if they are, they're prepping somewhere else potentially. And you head upstairs, and you don't necessarily know which rooms they're in, but you know that there's only 4 rooms in the place, and you just start knocking. And the first room, no one answers at all, but all of a sudden, Moxie, you hear this knock on the door, and you just
What?
Now, Moxie, my dear, I do apologize for waking you up, but it
I thought you were that annoying serving boy. What?
Oh no, he probably still asleep. I was walking around down the fountain in the middle of the town, and I found a body that has seemed to turn to ash upon touching it, and I think we need to do something about it. But I have no idea what.
Haven't you lived here like your whole life, and all of a sudden there's all these just weird dead bodies and people missing and ghosts in temples, and it's a little weird, don't you think?
I mean, I would say it isn't the most normal thing I've come across on a fine morning like today.
Let me ask you a question. How many people have eaten this cheese?
Oh, I have no idea.
Have you seen all these dead bodies before we came around this place?
I can't say I have.
What are the common denominators?
Give me a history check, Yurgriff. It's real early in the morning. You haven't had your coffee yet. Give me a history check, and I'll let you know what you know about the town.
I hope it's nothing.
7.
I hope it's the cheese.
7's real low, but you've heard of people going missing around town, but you guys are in a very rural area with dangerous forests and things. Like, that's not unheard of. That's right now at this point in the morning. That's all you can really think of.
Now, we do live in a town that is surrounded by woods, so it is not out of the ordinary to have some drunken rapscallion here walk out into the wilderness and get themselves mauled by a bear or a boar, or maybe a boar and a bear. I'm not really sure. But no ghosts, no zombies, no blood tears, no nothing like that.
I see. And now all of a sudden you're starting to find bodies that disintegrate when you touch them, and the boy that was possessed by a blood-crying demon thing.
That looks like it is the case, my dear.
I'm just saying, common denominator is cheese. That's all I got. If you want my expert opinion.
Yurgriff just shrugs. I mean, you're not wrong.
Now, lucky for you, I have seen many crazy things in my day. Should we go get the others?
Yeah, we should not be the only two working on this, especially if you do believe it is the work of the cheese master himself.
I don't know if it's his work, but it is a possibility.
Yurgriff moves on to the next door.
You go to the next door, and it's the middle room where Fignacious is sleeping. And as you knock on it, Fignacious, you hear that, but also Raymond, you can hear the knocking as well. You're a person that typically lives in the wilderness, and you are quick to wake when you hear things like that because it could be dangerous, and you awaken as well in the other room. But Fignacious,
That was my assumption.
somebody is knocking on your door.
Yes, who is it?
Well, hello there, my friend, and good morning. It is Yurgriff Anvilhands, just wishing you a lovely day in Oakshire.
It's day already? I am going to go back to sleep. Come back in a little bit, please. I haven't finished sleeping.
I think your cheese is killing people.
What? How dare you slander my cheese?
Well, then you better wake up.
I spring out of bed. I realize that I am not fully clothed. I wrap the sheets around me like that. And I storm out the door, and I guess you guys are outside, or are you guys in my room?
We're like outside your room, I think.
Okay, so I'm outside in the hallway now, fuming. What proof do you have that my cheese...
Have?
Oh, I ate my cheese, and I'm alive?
I ate your cheese too, but I've also survived many things, so it's not really
Maybe those people have just weak constitution.
Maybe we're built different.
Yeah. And then I give you a fist bump. Built different, club.
Now, while y'all are fist bumping one another, we actually have a problem at hand. When I was strolling about my morning, yeah, he looks at Moxie, goes, "Yeah, it is a problem, my friend. I would rather you don't air quote me. I have found a body laying by the fountain in the middle of Oakshire. Seems to be zombified, and we should figure out why."
And why again did people point to my cheese? Did we not understand correlation versus causation here?
I heard it from somebody. I just wanted you to know that cheese might be on the table.
If there's cheese on the table, then it should be et.
I'm just letting you know.
Raymond walks out of his room at this point, pack on his back, has all his gear with him because he's not staying. He got the free night, and he's a cheap bastard, so he's going to take the free night. He walks out, though, and he says, "I heard the whole thing." Oh, he says, "Oh, I heard the whole thing." Goddamn fucking voice. I even did it earlier.
You were, what was your voice? It was like Bugsy. Yeah, see?
See? All right. God. I heard the whole thing. Let's go out there. And let's see if we can glean anything from that body. See?
I love
sounds great.
So much.
Raymond just walks out.
Yurgriff looks at the other two and shrugs and follows Raymond. Now let me show you where this zombified person is currently laying.
You are very calm for thinking that you just found a zombie in your town of somebody you probably know.
I mean, when you're a dwarf like myself who has traveled many miles in his lifetime before finding his place in Oakshire, you stop really caring about people and you just want to get to work.
Yeah.
May I just say,
the devil.
may I just say that you guys are calling this person zombified, but shouldn't this person be undead if they were a zombie? I believe the correct term is petrified.
I don't know your big words.
Yeah, well, maybe you can be a wizard someday.
I don't want to be, though. That sounds like a lot of reading. I can just do magic without trying. That sounds like a you problem.
That sounds like a personal problem.
That sounds like you had to study because you didn't have any talent. That's what it sounds like to me.
I had a talent to study, and then I started.
Got to be good for something, I guess.
Dude, it's been a month since we played this game. I forgot how much I love this group dynamic. Just like messing with each other constantly. It's ridiculous.
I slyly engage my mage hand.
Okay,
but I don't
mage
do
hand
anything with it yet. I just
appears.
Scratch my head with it.
You guys see this, little spectral. Oh, you guys are see. How is your mage hand? I'll let you make the decision. Do you want it visible, or do you want it to be kind of like just a invisible thing? We never really talked about that.
I want my mage hand to present to people via smell and not sight. Is that okay?
Whatever. Yes. Yes, whatever you want it to be. I think that's great. So you gotta. I don't know how to visualize this, so you need to give me a little bit more.
What's it smell like?
Yeah, how's this work?
Yeah, I haven't decided what it smells like.
You can change the smell whenever you want.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
whatever, I
So
don't
right
care.
now, I think it should smell like the last thing I ate. So the last thing I ate currently, it's like Samir, not my character. So last thing that Samir ate was General Gao's tofu. So it smells like General Gao's tofu right now.
All right, so that is canon.
What's the radius on that smell?
Maybe like 5 or 10 feet max. It's not.
Okay.
It's not enough to cause issues or to like give your position away if like you're sneaking with a mage hand out. I just think it's cool flavor.
Could it be? Could it be that whoever the mage hand is interacting with is the only person who smells that smell?
Yeah.
Like as soon as it touches
sure.
them, they smell that smell, and that's all they smell.
Yeah, sure. That's fine.
Okay, cool.
But you're going to be required to explain that every time.
Yeah, that's all good.
Okay, so your mage hand, you create your mage hand. You utter your basic incantations, and your mage hand smells. Are you doing something with it? Or are you just popping it out?
Just popping it out, getting ready.
Okay. You guys head off. You've only been inside for a couple minutes, and you all head off over to the thing, and you head outside. And as you round the corner back towards the main area where the old fountain would be, and where this body that Yurgriff is telling you is, excuse me, you do notice that there are a handful of buildings where the early morning candlelight has come on. People are starting to stir, but there's still no one out in the town square. It's still incredibly early. Early enough that some of you might not be super happy about having been woken up at this point. But you round the corner, and you see what he's talking about. And as you near it, it's in the same position that it was. There's no one around that you can see. Everyone has a couple of you have really high passive perception. There's no one looking on or anything like that.
Raymond walks up to it, and he is going to look the body over to see, firstly, if there's anything wrong with the body, or indicate what happened to it, or if there's any tracks nearby to indicate whoever did this, where they may have gone.
Okay. Make an investigation check first, please. We're going to use that to see if you can tell what's going on with this body. Actually, investigation or a medicine check. It's up to you. Whichever one you're proficient with, or if you're not, just pick and choose.
Yeah. Medicine check of 11.
Okay. As you're looking over the body, the only thing that rings in your mind is that you've seen something like this before. A few of the bodies that you had seen in the ass basement of the temple, or the sub ass basement,
or the
sub ass basement.
My question. Okay.
Yeah, a few of the bodies in the sub ass basement had been desiccated in this way, like almost to the point where they're mummified. Before I have you search anything else, Moxie, you had something going?
Oh, I was just talking shit. I'm good.
Fair enough.
I wonder if there's going to be so what would be below a sub-ass basement? Would there be a
subcrypt?
Like
I don't know, a crypt-ass? An ass crypt.
Ass crypt basement?
Maybe either an ass crypt.
Currency?
Ass currency?
Cryptass currency.
Oh, cryptass currency. Is it Astherium?
It's Doge butt coin.
Wait,
Beautiful.
we can't talk about Dogecoin, because if we do, it's going to go up in value because of all of our viewers right now.
No, that's not how
perfect.
it works. Elon Musk
I'm
talked
rich
about
now.
it, and it just went down. So
And then he talked about it again, and it went up again.
not enough.
You're gonna like
Not
cancel it
enough.
out and
So as you mentioned that to the group, Raymond, you start to search around the ground around it. Roll a survival check, please, to see if you can find those tracks you were hoping for.
That, sir, is a 17.
17. Okay. You find, apart from the tracks that are obviously Yurgriff's walking away from it earlier, you find 2 pairs of tracks. With a
Lovely.
17, you see two. You see one that is it's humanoid in nature. It's only two limbs, but it's indistinguishable from anything else. It's hard to tell what it is. It's possible whatever was wearing for shoes may have been like burlap sack type shoes. So it's very hard to tell what type of creature that may have come from. The other one, though, clearly looks like gnome shoes, like gnome feet. And as you kind of stand up and you follow one track for a minute, you look up. You can clearly see that tower in the distance, and it's heading out behind one of the buildings and off in that direction. So you walk back and you look at the other set of tracks. That was the indistinguishable one. You look at the other set of tracks, and you guys watch as Raymond just starts walking away from you, and he starts walking through town, and you can just basically stand and see where he's going. And he clearly is heading in the direction of the temple that you had been in before.
Hey, Raymond, what do you see? Why are you going so far?
I think Raymond ignores her. Just
Oh
keeps walking.
no, goodbye.
No, Raymond turns around and tells the group the following. There's two sets of tracks. There's one that I can't tell what the hell he's wearing on his feet, but it goes towards the tower. And then there's a pair of gnome feet going towards the temple.
Oh no. You know who that is.
You know who that is?
Yes.
Durup. That was his name, right? That
I feel like that's right. I'm looking
Yeah.
at my notes.
I think we named him Durup, if that's who you're talking
You did.
about.
Yes.
Is it Durup like stirrup, or
Like
is it Durup like derp?
DURIP.
Yeah, one of those.
Durup.
Spell it however you want. It sounds like Durup.
Like derp.
Well, there's derp like DERP.
It's not Derp. It's like Durup. So like it's either you can add an I there, an A there, a U there, whatever you want, really.
Silent
Yes.
H.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like derp before derp was a thing.
Silent H.
DUHRIP. Canon.
Write it down.
DUHR. I did it. It's done.
Yurgriff just starts walking after Raymond.
Oh, great. We get to yell at these guys again. I'm so excited. I start going.
Okay. Figure you following as well? I'm assuming everyone's going.
Yeah.
We haven't really had many of these situations happen. If the majority of the group is moving on to somewhere, should I just assume that everyone's going, or do you want me to ask you specifically?
Maybe assume, unless one of us says specifically,
Okay.
like, no, I don't want to go.
Right.
Yeah, that works for me. Okay, so math. So you guys start following Raymond, and Raymond, you follow these tracks right up to an area where on the map, I do actually have it. I don't have it up on screen for everybody else to see right now because we've seen that map too much. But for you guys, if you're in Roll20, you can't see the map. Where the temple is, there's like that little roadway that heads towards the temple, and yeah, I'll just give everyone a quick little view of it. There's like this roadway here that heads towards the temple. You follow the tracks right up to this house, and they go inside it, and the door shuts. Well, the door doesn't shut. It's closed, but that's where the tracks go, to the front door of the house.
So Raymond is gonna see this, and he's going to have so Raymond's going to continue to walk towards the forest and get us about a meter into the forest area past the house, and I'm going to stop the group, and I'm going to turn around and say and let everybody know that those footprints go into that house, but I'm going to walk up and I'm going to walk up and look in there stealthily. So why don't you guys all stay here while I do that? I'll let you know if I need some help.
Does Yurgriff know whose house this is?
You do not. There were a handful of houses on this side of town that are relatively new, and you can actually, if you look around the area, there's still a lot being built. This is like the southern edge of town where the woods were really thick for a long time, and no one was there until maybe the last year. This is one of the more newly built houses, and it is atop, again, like most of the houses here, not all, but most. It's atop an old school foundation that is hundreds, if not more, years old. But the house looks brand new. As far as you understand, it's vacant.
He has Raymond already left?
No, not yet.
Okay. Now, as y'all know, I've been in Oakshire for years on years, but these new developments, I don't know who lives in this house, so you may want to be careful because it is clearly someone who is either new to town, looking for a place to hide out, or is up to some nefarious business.
Yeah, all right. If I don't come back in 5 minutes, send out a search party. And I stealthily walk off towards the house.
Make a
I
stealth.
lightly have my... sorry, as he's walking off, I have my mage hand just lightly touch the back of his neck so that he smells General Gao's tofu.
You smell this interesting aroma that you've never smelled before, Raymond.
Raymond stops. And he's confused because he hasn't had this sort of thing happen to him before. And he starts to look around and he doesn't see anything, I suppose, but he wants to figure out why he's smelling what he's smelling. He wants to do an investigation or something to try and determine why he is smelling that.
Make an investigation check. I think that's legit.
That's a dirty 20.
That is a dirty 20. Okay, so Raymond, you've traveled far and wide at this point, and you've smelled all sorts of smells all over the place, and this is new. You've never smelled this before. But with a dirty 20, something kind of pops to you a little bit. Like, you could have swore that you felt something touch you right around the same moment you smelled that smell. And you look around, and there's nothing there. And you think back to yesterday, the day before, where something kept, like, touching you and pushing you, and you didn't know what the heck it was. And then you look around. Fignacious, can you make a deception check, please, as you're trying to keep a straight face as Raymond is kind of looking around? Because you've done this to him a number of times now, and it's only a matter of time before he realizes. If it was a natural 20, it would have been straight up, but...
I have a dirty 20.
Okay. Raymond, you look around, and... Raymond, you look around, and everyone's like, what? And you have no idea.
I just... never mind.
What
And
are you
I walk
staring
off.
at? Aren't you sneaking around somewhere?
Okay. Make a
Yeah,
stealth
man,
check,
I thought you were
Raymond.
going. I thought you were going to be super cool. Go.
What is going on? You said don't come with us.
Now, boy, get
Are
your
we-
ass into that house and find out whose footsteps those are.
Oh, all right. I walk off.
All right, roll a stealth check, please.
I think he's broken.
15.
He's very broken.
The plan.
It's the
A what?
cheese.
15.
Not the cheese.
1-5.
What's your intent? Are you just looking in the building, or are you trying to go and, like, sneak into the building somewhere?
So I'm going to look in through whatever first floor and or basement windows that I can see from the ground, and based on what I see in there, I would like to climb the wall and get in through a second floor window if possible.
Okay, so there are no basement windows. It is very old stonework that looks like it's been recently patched up with some sort of mixture of maybe concrete or something along those lines. And the first floor is there's a handful of windows, and you kind of look in, and it's pretty empty. Make a perception check, please. I want to, like, roll real dice today. I'm gonna pull out my stuff. And roll
Can
real
we
dice
roll
today.
real dice? I would like to.
Yeah, we're not. I mean, I actually meant to mention that earlier. Since we're not showing the chat on our games anymore, if you want to roll real dice, roll real dice. I mean, I've spent a lot of money, and this is not an ad because we're not sponsored by them, but I spent a lot of money on this awesome Wormwood stuff, and because of COVID, I never get to use any of it. So, yeah, if you guys want to roll real dice,
Yes, real
by
dice.
all means, roll real
I can't
dice.
find my fucking
Have you
dice
got- have you
bag.
got this
I would
thing?
have
This
had that
thing's-
prepped.
Let's just show off a little bit. You see this? It holds 3 rows of dice. It's insane.
Such a dick.
I was really hoping I had a real life mage hand where I could just, like, as you're tilting it, just tilt it just a little bit enough so that everything went on.
You almost didn't have to. I almost tilted it that much myself.
Yeah, I saw
I
it
was
going. I'm like,
thinking
oh
that.
man.
Dice.
Oh crap! Oh crap! Oh crap!
The last digital dice roll that I will make in this campaign was a 23.
23. Okay. The lower floor.
I don't remember what the roll was, but that was a perception roll.
The
So it
lower.
was.
It was a perception roll. The lower floor is absolutely empty, but you see something with a 23 all the way across the room on the other side of this first floor. You see something that almost looks like it was not done by the builders of this place. This place is brand new. It looks real nice. But there's a spot in the floor that looks like it's been cut into.
When you say cut into, like a trap door, or there's just literally a hole in the floor?
A little hard to tell from that distance, but it looks
Okay.
like you can see as you come around like a corner of like what would be we'll call it a living room. Like there's an area where there's like an L-shaped cut that you clearly see that something is cut through. But that's all you can catch from that angle.
Okay.
The upper floor, as you look around, you could find some way to climb it with the right rolls, I suppose. But it's up to you. Do what you gotta do.
I'm going to climb the wall.
Yeah. You guys watch from 50 feet off as Raymond just starts to try to scale this wall. Raymond, roll an acrobatics check, please. Actually, I guess for this case, probably an athletics check because you're climbing. You're not trying to like jump over something or around something or slide down it deftly.
Steve, you motherfucker. I rolled a fucking natural 20 on that acrobatics check. So I'll have to roll.
Maybe
again.
maybe I'll be a kind DM and I'll factor that in. Unless you bomb.
Well,
if you get a natural
the
one,
other
it's
one
over.
was a 2. So
Okay, you guys watch as he starts to he starts to climb, and he's kind of climbing it. Raymond's real intent on this. He wants to get up the side of this building, and you guys are just watching for like a good minute or so while he's doing it and not getting very far.
Does he know that that's going to make a lot of noise if he keeps like slipping? You see that?
Yurgriff whispers to the group and he's like, now y'all want to bet something that this boy falls on his butt? Maybe a couple coppers or something? I don't know. Just keep it a little interesting. It's kind of boring out here.
That's fine. I have faith that he will not fall on his ass, but his face.
All right, we got one face plant. I think he's going to fall square on his ass. What about you, Figgy?
I am going to say that he slips and he catches himself and then he finishes climbing.
Oh,
All right.
probably. That's
Right.
very specific, so probably.
So because of that natural 20 that you rolled before I changed what you were supposed to roll, I'm going to roll a D100. And I'm going to let you know what happens based on that. I'm going to give you a chance. I'm not just going to make this shit up.
love it.
Face plant.
Okay. It wasn't low enough for a face plant. But Raymond, you're climbing. You finally find purchase on something and you reach up. And as you reach up and grab it, the morning dew that is still on this little patch of wood, you slip and you fall backwards directly on your ass. I rolled a 29. 20 or below was going to be face plant and damage. But that didn't happen.
I'll take the
You're
no
right.
damage.
Yurgriff just looks at the other two and he's like, y'all can just maybe buy me a beer or something nice. But that boy fell straight on his ass.
I
He
can't
just
believe
starts laughing.
you would bet against your friends like this. Is terrible.
Hey, I bet for him. I am the true friend. And I will give you a piece of cheese. How's that, Yurgriff?
You're going to turn into a zombie.
Yurgriff just starts making like zombie noises. He's just like, like mocking Yurgriff. I mean, mocking Figgy.
Oh no.
You guys still getting
happening?
your zombies mixed up with your petrified dead bodies.
I don't understand.
Yeah, that's why you didn't get into wizard school.
I didn't apply to wizard school.
Good thing you didn't. You would have gotten rejected hard.
You're fired from being a wizard.
You can't fire me.
Yes, I can.
I'm self-employed.
Yeah, and I'm in charge. Therefore, you're fired.
Not of my business, because I'm self-employed.
Well, your business is killing people, so you're going to fire yourself soon.
Well, all of our business is killing people, isn't it?
Not mine.
Well, sometimes if you have to.
I don't recall killing anybody.
Just because you forgot about it doesn't mean it didn't happen. And with that, I turn around and I cover my ears. I'm like, earmuffs. I win.
With your hands or with your mage hand?
With my hands. And then with my mage hands, I cover my eyes.
You're seeing through.
Yeah, what's it smell like?
like dinner from the previous night.
No, it's
General
fine.
Gao's
This
tofu.
this wisp of this orangey fried food color like floats in front of his face like this.
Zombie. Anyway, should we go see if he's okay, or do you think he's gonna get back up? Are we betting on that?
Yurgriff is like, I guess we should go help him off the ground. We probably, you know what? If you want to let him know we bet on him looking like a fool, we can do that. But
I will not tell him that you wanted to bet on him.
I'm more worried about the folks in that house right now.
You all hear the telltale signs of the lumber mill starting to pick up. People in the woods starting to chop axes, not super far away. And the town is, the sun is finally starting to peak. It's not really there yet. It's still definitely, before dawn, but it's the town will be awake soon.
All right, let's go pick up Raymond.
It starts to get a little darker in the sky, like the clouds are rolling in from the opposite side of where the sun will rise.
Raymond, time to get up. It's not nap time.
So, I don't know how much time has gone by, but Raymond stands up, and he's gonna motion to the group to come over.
Okay. You all meet up with Raymond just outside this place. It doesn't appear that any of the noise that he made has stirred anything in the house.
So Raymond turns to the group and says, how do I do this voice with a whisper? This is challenging.
Let's do it with the regular voice.
Yeah.
That was perfect.
Yeah.
His voice is meant to be yelled. All right. Yeah. Well, there's an L-shaped cut in the floor, see? And so we need to maybe try and get a rock out of the foundation, or we can just fucking knock on the front door. I don't know. But it's really hard for me to whisper, see?
Huh?
Is your butt okay?
I'm dying.
My butt's all right. See? And then I show my butt. See?
It's covered in a little bit of dirt and grass, but that's about it.
You look all right to me.
All right. I I've done enough. Someone else do something, please.
I got it. Let's go knock on the door.
Here you go.
Moxie, as you round towards the front of the house, you go up and knock on the door, and as you hit it the first time, you hear a little bit as it kind of just shifts open ever so slightly.
Census collection.
There's no answer.
Hello, does anybody live here? I push the door open.
As you push the door open, you find yourself in a modest-sized place. It's not very big. It's not the biggest place in town you've seen by any means, but it's all brand new. There's no furniture. There isn't even like a fully set up like hearth yet. You open up into this room that's just kind of open, and there's kind of like, it's almost separated by, maybe there's a room in the back corner, but there's a little bit of a hallway around that edge. And aside from that, you don't see anybody in here or any signs of anybody in here.
You are very sneaky. Good job, but I don't think there's anybody in here.
No, there is. See? They must be downstairs.
Well, I'm trying to collect the census, so it's very rude to ignore me. I need to know who lives here. They're not answering.
I just sound like I got punched in the gut and I'm just winded. That's all I fucking sound like. When you get like, or like somebody kicks a soccer ball and it hits you square in the fucking stomach and you're just like, oh. you can't fucking get a breath and you're trying to fucking talk. That's what that is. That's apparently my whisper voice. So, hey,
fine, not to be confused with your winded voice.
I love it. I think that's a
half
great
this
whisper
fucking
voice.
podcast is half this podcast is just talking about my fucking stupid ass voice. It's great.
It's awesome. It's glorious.
It's gonna launch you to stardom.
Yep. All
right.
Yeah, you're gonna be huge after this just because of that voice, and I hope that every time you whisper, it's always the same thing. It's just like, this is me whispering. Yeah, see, and that's Moxie. Yeah, we get it.
I have
that's
to
all
say
you ever
C.
say.
I have to say C a lot because if I don't, I forget what the voice sounds like.
It's part of the quirk. I'm about it.
Yurgriff, I can't talk. As all this is going on with your passive perception, you kind of take a look around outside. You do see that now some of the noise is probably attracting some attention. The two houses on the corner there, both of them, one of them has somebody peering out the window. The other one, a candle is being lit.
Am I the only one outside?
I think you and Figgy and Raymond are technically outside, but you're the only one who turns around and is kind of looking and sees us.
He looks at the other two and he's like, yeah, he whispers, y'all may want to get inside the house. I can handle any of these ne'er-do-wells hanging about, these looky-loos. And he waves to the person looking out the window.
As you wave, they clearly were trying not to be seen to get that like a taken aback kind of but then they realize who it is and they crack the window and you see it's Bud Abbott. Bud Abbott is a half elf who moved into that new corner house maybe like 3 months ago. You don't know a whole lot about him, but he's a nice guy. He's got like long blonde hair with a blonde, almost evil looking kind of Fu Manchu thing going on. But he's a really nice guy, at least as far as you can tell. And he just says, "Oh, Yurgriff, sorry, didn't mean to disturb you. I just heard some noises. Hope everything's okay."
Oh, no, I understand, but it's good to see you this morning. I, too, would be looking out my window if I was awoken from a deep sleep because a clatter rose up across the street.
Yeah, it's all right. It's not super early. I gotta get to the shop anyway and get things set up for Harry. So,
and
anyway.
I do apologize. I was just trying to get an order from. I was told that there was someone here that was looking for some weaponry, but clearly from the house, there's no one here. Do you know if anyone lives here, Bud?
No one's bought it yet. I was actually thinking about maybe picking it up as my shop at some point, but I'm still working over at Harry's, and maybe soon.
All right, well, you have a good day now. You hear?
You too, Yurgriff. No worries again. I had to get up anyway, and
He gives him like one of these.
He just kind of nods and he closes it and closes his shades and goes back about his business.
And then Yurgriff walks in. Have the other two walked in already?
Up to you guys.
Gentlemen.
I'm definitely already inside.
I think I'm still in my sheets, right? I haven't changed out of my sheets.
Correct.
So I try to enter the house, and my sheets are a little bit dragging on the ground. Just DM whatever you'd like to do with that. But then, yeah, I enter the house as well, or I attempt to.
You walk in the house with your dragon ass sheets. Everything's gonna be an ass something in this game. God damn it. They're a little dirty, or if we say in the stream world as of like, I don't know, a week ago, everyone's saying scuffed. So they're a little scuffed.
They're a little scuffed.
Up.
But aside from that, I mean, you just kind of walked out with the sheets of that place you had rented a room at.
Yurgriff, after talking to Bud, he tries to slyly just walk in and shut the door in like one motion, as if no one was ever there.
No problem. You do that, and you find the four of you in there, and Raymond walks over to the area where he had seen this weird cut in the floor. Raymond, you look down, and now that you kind of around the corner, you do see it does kind of almost look like a, quote-unquote trap door. It looks very crudely cut. It looks like it was done very recently. There's no signs of those footprints in this place. It wasn't muddy out or super dirty out or anything like that. But you can just tell the way that it's cut. It's almost like they cut the wood at an angle so they could lift it up and put it right back down, and no one would know the difference. But there's nothing else in here. That bedroom that's next to it is empty. There's nothing else on this floor. There is a set of stairs heading up. But
Are the floors creaky?
they are not. They are well made.
It's a new build. So even if it was old, when they refresh up a nice house, they make sure that those floors aren't creaky. Not like any of the old ass houses that you buy. All right. So Raymond is going to he's going to motion to that trap door, but just kind of point at it and like make sure everybody knows what's going on. I like do a finger trace, like a finger motion to say trap door, something like that.
The international sign for trap door.
Yeah, it's clearly just holding your index finger and just making a square, right? So that's what I do. Oh, two. I like the two finger as well. Raymond goes with the one, because the other arm is on his bow because he's not sure what the fuck's gonna go down in here, and he puts up two fingers and points to it, and then he points to Figgy and says, "Come with me," and me and Figgy are gonna go upstairs.
I establish a mind link as I'm walking over.
That's awesome. Nice.
With who should I do it with though?
So Fignacious Mangelbopper is a Kalashtar or Kaleshtar, however you want to say it. So he has this thing called Mind Link. Would you mind like reading that out? I've actually never I have never run or played a game that has your lineage in it. So
yeah, Mind Link. You can speak telepathically to any creature you can see within 20 feet of you. You don't need to share a language with the creature for it to understand, but the creature must be able to understand at least one language. As an action, when you're speaking telepathically to a creature, you can give that creature the ability to speak telepathically with you for the next hour, or until you end this effect as an action.
Okay. So you establish your mind link with Raymond, which I think you may have done with Raymond before.
Yeah.
What do you say?
And I have before, and I use the action to make it two-way radio.
In my mind, I say back to Raymond, "Man, this is a great idea. No one's gonna know that I can yell with my normal voice, and it's gonna be just telepathically."
I reach for the kill mind link button, and then I pull my hand back.
Hey Raymond. Roll an intelligence check, please. I love stuff like this.
We already know there's no intelligence in Damon.
3.
See?
You focus, dude. You focus real hard and try to say this back telepathically, and you do. It goes back telepathically, but you also say it out loud. And Yurgriff and Moxie hear the whole thing.
I'm very confused now.
I have so many questions, but I don't believe y'all have any of the answers I'm looking for.
Are you okay?
Your head hurts a little bit.
Did that fall scramble your brain, son? Do you need a doctor?
I look confused. I'm like, hey, I don't know what's going on either. I don't know who he's talking to. And then I'm mind telepathically beaming over fart noises to him.
As he yelled that out, do we hear anything like move within the house?
Make a perception check. Please.
A 9.
No, nothing.
Okay.
It echoes a lot because there's nothing in here to stop the sound waves, but...
Well, Raymond walks upstairs quietly.
So
And I follow.
the two of you head upstairs. While they do that, Moxie and Yurgriff, what are you doing? You just gonna hang out, or...?
Yurgriff goes over to the trapdoor. He reciprocates that, but instead points to himself, saying, I'm going the trapdoor. And looks down now. Are there divots built into the floor maybe where someone could grip under the wood, or...
No, but since you know that it's there now, you do see one spot that somebody's probably been shivving like a dirk into, or a dagger into, to give it a pry.
Yurgriff is going to take out his... he's going to take out his crowbar. I know, I have a crowbar in my inventory.
Nice.
That's large.
Yeah, he takes out his crowbar, and he puts it under, and he's going to try to pop that boy open.
Okay. Raymond and Figgy, as you head upstairs, Yurgriff starts pulling stuff out of his pack and starts situating this stuff. And you guys get to the top of the stairs and you look around, and there's only 2 rooms up there. They're both very large. You get to the top of the stairs, and there's a room to the left, and there's a room to the right. And they're both empty. They both have closets with doors pre-built in. Both of the doors are shut. Yurgriff, no problem. It just lifts right up. You see a ladder. There's a ladder that runs up to where you're at, and it goes down into a dark, dank basement. You can see because you're a dwarf and you have dark vision, but there's no light coming from down there. It's all shades of gray. But you see that it goes down, the normal distance of whatever was here before the foundation. It's only like maybe 10 or 12 feet down to a dirt floor, and you see footprints in that dirt floor space walking off to another portion of the basement.
He turns to Moxie and he does this.
Moxie, you see the same thing when you look down as well.
For our podcast listeners, can you describe?
He points to his eyes, then points to Moxie, then points down the hole, and then with his index finger and middle finger makes a walking motion.
Amazing. Figgy and Raymond, so you both you're standing next to each other, peering in your own separate rooms. Again, there's nothing in them. There are closets in the room, but that's all you see. Anything you like to do upstairs?
We see closets, and
you see a pair of closets with sliding doors, and they're both closed in both rooms.
I want to use my mage hand to open the closet that I see.
Okay.
Slowly. From a distance.
Your mage hand floats across, and I think it might make sense for this because... So I think for this it might make sense to go back on your mage hand a little bit. So the smell thing, you can have it be however you want it. I think that I'll let you make it invisible if you want it to be invisible. I don't care about that. I think that's cool, but I think that you'll have to just say, it's visible or it's not so people can see what's happening.
Oh, okay. Yep.
But yeah, you send it over to the one that you're in or the one that Raymond is in?
The one that Raymond is in.
Okay, Raymond, you just smell that smell again, and it wafts past your face, and then all of a sudden, that door opens. Figgy's right behind you.
I'm laughing in my head.
Yeah, you know what the fuck's going on now. You understand that Figgy's just been messing with you. But the door opens, and what you see is a tatter of clothing on the ground with a small portion of it piled up as if it were a pillow. There's no one in it, but somebody's been staying here.
I pull out my bow and knock an arrow and point it at the closet as soon as the closet opens. And once I realize that there's nobody in that closet, I immediately turn it and aim it straight at Figgy's head.
And I just sit there and smile. Sorry, go ahead.
And Raymond just says, "Now, listen here. No more of this mage hand. See?
And I
no
use
more.
my mage hand to shush him on his face. Shh.
The mage hand appears in front of your face, right up to your lips, and you can smell it. It is so pungent. You can smell the General Gao's fried tofu as a finger appears in front of your face and goes like that, and Figgy goes shh from behind you.
And then I make it disappear.
I have this image in my head of the mage hand appearing with the finger, and it comes up to me and it touches me on the lips, and it just slowly drags down like pulling my lower lip. Do you know what I'm saying? Like just slow, like
that's perfect.
That's so what I'm picturing. Slightly sensual.
Exactly it. Yeah.
That is so perfect. I love it.
Awful.
Yep, that's what happened.
Raymond takes the bow down and he just says, "You and I are just gonna get along just fine." We go into the next room.
Okay, you go into the next room. There's another closet in there. This one's slightly open a little bit. From that angle, you don't really see anything going on. And after you spend a second to check it out, there's nothing in that one. Meanwhile, downstairs, Yurgriff and Moxie have opened this thing, and they're doing their hand signals and pointing to the thing and looking and seeing what's going on. And both have dark vision and they see what's up. What have you guys been doing for the last 60 seconds or so while this has been going on upstairs?
Looking in the hole. No, just a straight minute of looking straight down.
Sense is gathering.
Yeah.
Hello. Should we go down there?
Yurgriff is, Yurgriff is, should we go downstairs or should we wait for them to come?
Well, they left us. It's fine.
That's true. I guess we can hold our own, right?
Pretty loud. If something happens, I'm sure they'll know.
All right. Yeah. Let's. Turns around and he goes, "Yeah, let's go down the ladder. Let's go check out them footprints."
I've already lost the element of surprise. It's fine.
Okay. So the two of you are discussing that for a few seconds while they're just getting to the top of the stairs and kind of situating things. And as the first closet door slides open, Yurgriff starts to go down the ladder. Yurgriff and Moxie, you get down to this area, and it's dark, but you guys can see, and this place isn't huge, so your dark vision covers the entire expanse. You do see the footprints that Yurgriff had mentioned, and they go off to a corner, and in that corner, there is one item. It's a pickaxe, and it is on the ground next to an area of stonework that has been chiseled away, and you can see beyond it that there is a tunnel. Based on where you are now, you know that it heads roughly in the direction of the temple. Not a straight shot, but it heads in that kind of general direction. There are a handful of unlit torches on the ground. Like whoever was doing this probably had them there for fire while they were working, and they just burnt themselves out. It looks like it goes a ways. While you were outside, that this building is probably 300 or 400 feet or something like that away from from the temple, but that's where you're at.
How many gnomes live in this town?
How many gnomes live in this town, DM?
I don't know, a lot. It's a big town of gnomes and dwarves, and then everyone else is kind of scattered. So
the answer is a lot.
Yes.
Well, I've only seen one gnome, so I only have one suspicion.
Do you think that we should go back upstairs and get those two, and maybe travel on through this tunnel, or I
Can
believe
we fit in this tunnel? Well,
You can.
maybe you can.
It's
tall for like all of us to fit in there.
it's a little cramped. I think that you're gonna have to watch out with your horns a bit, and the human and the Kalashtar upstairs will probably have to do some crawling. But Yurgriff, maybe some bending down here and there. It's not super big, but it's big enough.
Would Yurgriff know? He may not know that it's heading to the temple, but based on its location and knowing that he's lived here like for his whole life, would there be a good guesstimate of where this would head?
So Yurgriff knows very well that the town is built upon the ruins of an old civilization, and it wasn't just like a town this size that it was built on top of. Civilization that was here was a cityscape many generations ago, and there are ruins not all dissimilar to to the tower, the wizard's tower that everyone calls it, and the temple, all over these forests. So people have talked about stories about finding things in their basements that just go to other houses across town. This could be that. It could go to the temple. It could go for miles. You're not entirely sure.
Nah, I think that we should probably go back upstairs. He stops whispering. He's like, "There's no one down here. We ain't got to whisper. We should
Moxie
probably
hasn't
go."
whispered the whole time.
We should probably go find those two kooks, we'll call them, and maybe head through this temple, this tunnel. Now, this tunnel can go anywhere. I've heard the stories. Folks finding tunnels to their basement, to another person's basement. This could go for miles. I have no idea, but it would be the footprints that I can see, that we can see are clearly going in that direction.
I mean, I'm definitely down to go get them. I am slightly concerned for if something is in this tunnel. We are stuck in a straight line in a narrow tunnel with no movement, but, I guess that's future problems for us.
The two of you make a survival check, please. Yurgriff and Moxie. As you're having this discussion, you're looking down this kind of this dank tunnel, and you're realizing, like, as you're looking into it, it's not like they dug it out of the ground. There's continuing stonework from whatever it was before. What did we get?
16.
17.
Okay. The two of you start kind of just you're mulling this over. You stop whispering and you continue talking. And Fignacious and Raymond from upstairs, after you open the last place and there's nothing else, and you kind of coalesce back at the top of the stairs, you hear a little bit of an echo from your friends coming from down below. But the two of you notice that there's not just one set of footprints. There's a handful, and with those rolls, you're pretty confident that there's at least 3. Some of you get a little scuffed up. It's kind of hard to tell, but there's at least 3. There's the one gnome one that you followed that's most recent and easy to see. The other ones seem kind of dust settled in the actual basement, so it's hard to tell now that you notice them. But in the actual tunnel, there's at the very least a human size. Elves, humans, Kalashtar, they all have very similar kind of foot makeup, so it's hard to tell what it might be. But human size, and there's definitely a dwarf size footprint as well.
Well, that's not ideal, I guess.
No, that is definitely not good.
I mean, We should probably get the others, but I think our options are follow it, see what happens, or take this pickaxe, see who's looking for their pickaxe later, and kind of... We could easily watch and see who comes here. There's definitely someone coming here.
I like the way you think, my friend. Let's go find those other two and have a little discussion about it.
I pick up the pickaxe. And
All right.
also, now I have a pickaxe.
Nice. As Moxie picks up the pickaxe, put that in your inventory. Raymond and Figgy, you've at this point you've gone through both closets. The one that had some like clothing and stuff in it has no discernible information that you could find as to who was using it or what. It's not like it's warm or anything, so somebody wasn't freshly there. But you go back downstairs and you realize, the trap door is open and your friends are clearly talking from in the basement.
I have a question actually for the entire group. This is relatively important, and I feel like it needs to be established. We have spent several episodes talking about ass basements, sub-ass basements, and other things along those lines. The question is, do we as characters know that we are in ass basements and sub-ass basements, or is that just us as the outside people playing as our characters? Who like am I gonna walk down as Raymond and be like, another ass basement, eh? Is that gonna be my response?
I think so.
Okay, that's all I wanted. I just wanted to establish that.
It's canon.
Okay.
Yeah,
Lock
you guys
it in.
do you.
It's
If
canon.
you want it to be in game, that's all you. Somebody coined the term ass basement and that it just stuck with the group.
Perfect. So Raymond walks down, and I immediately just say, another ass basement, eh? See? Okay.
You guys hear him.
And a pickaxe. That's it.
Yurgriff doesn't say anything.
And I said, you call it an ass basement too?
I feel like we did this yesterday.
Did we?
I don't know.
Well,
Was
see,
it yesterday we were in an ass basement?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
were in an
I
ass
just didn't know
basement
other
and a
people
sub-ass
called it that.
basement.
We are other people, and you said this to us yesterday. So yes.
Now, while y'all fussing and feuding around here, Moxie and I found ourselves a tunnel.
And the pickaxe.
And she now is the owner of someone else's pickaxe.
Until
He looks at her and he says, which I will sharpen up for free. Don't you worry about that.
I probably can't use it for much, but knowing someone else wants it makes it valuable. So
Now we have... Go ahead.
Is there anything else down here? Anything discernible? I'm sure they looked, but was there anything else to be found?
No, so you and Figgy get down there, and it is dark. The only light you're getting is the sun is finally starting to peek up upstairs, and a little bit of it's coming in. So you guys are basically unable to see shit unless you light a torch. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, you do, and you look around. There's nothing that you see.
Okay, that's a good point. Me and Figgy can't see in the dark, which is part of the reason why I dragged both of us upstairs. So I light up a torch at this point.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you light up the torch. Everyone can see in color in the basement again, and there's nothing. They point out what they're pointing out. Moxie has already put her pickaxe attached to her pack. You can see it kind of there, and she gives it a point. And then, they point at the hole, but there's nothing else in here.
Well, Moxie, you're real proud of that pickaxe,
I
Footprints.
told you,
aren't you?
I like things that other people want.
But nobody wants it.
Clearly, and I step aside to point at the hole, they needed to get in and out of here and continue whatever they're doing in here.
You should leave the pickaxe here, but then put something on the handle so that when they go to raise the pickaxe to do something, it slips out of their hands and hits the person behind them.
And I won't be able to watch it, so what will it matter?
Oh, you just sit in the corner and watch. Just wait.
We're going to stay here all day.
No, I didn't say we, I said you.
I'm not going to stay here all day. This is much better.
It would have been nice if you would stay here all day.
It would be nice if you would stop killing people with your cheese, but we all can't have what we want.
I kill people with my firebolt, not with my cheese. My cheese brings life.
So you do kill people, is what you're saying.
If I must.
I
the
feel like
good-
you admitted to being a murderer. That's all.
It's not murder. The context of killing is key.
I feel like it's murder.
Yurgriff looks at Raymond and just shrugs.
Yeah,
And then-
Raymond shrugs back, and then he just kind of he points two fingers at his eyes, yeah, he says he doesn't point his, he just points to Yurgriff and just like back and forth between the two of us, and points to the tunnel, and I just start walking towards the tunnel, and let them keep arguing.
I telepathically shrug to Damon. I'm guessing
When
we
you
could have,
telepathically shrug, does the word does someone say shrug into his head?
I think it's like the feeling from like when you see someone shrug and you have this urge to like shrug back at them or just interpret it. Like I think it's just a feeling of like seeing a shrug. That's what's
Raymond
happening.
gets the feeling like that he shrugged. He didn't shrug, but he gets the feeling like he just went like this.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be cool. I was thinking more of he got the feeling that someone shrugged at him, like that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
You recognize the shrugging.
But
Okay.
it's like intense, like 50 shrugs, like that.
Oh wow!
Convulsing in your brain.
No, it's very controlled.
So Raymond begins to walk towards the tunnel.
So, point of order, is Raymond gonna have brain cancer because of all this telepathic shit going on, or?
Dude, this isn't Team Doc Brown, man. There's no uranium being handed around. I think you're good.
All right, cool.
Our other campaign, there's definitely uranium, and the group has it. So there's a thing. But no, there's no cancer from Fignacious's telepathy.
Phenomenal. I'm gonna have a knocked arrow, a bow with an arrow knocked in it. I mean, and I'm gonna walk down that there tunnel.
Okay. So you get to the tunnel, and you're the one who has the
I have the torch.
The torch, right? Well, let me play this out for a second. So you get over to the tunnel with the torch, and you have a look, and you immediately realize that there's no way in hell you're going to be able to knock an arrow and carry your bow through this thing like that. And you look in it, and it's spacious right now enough for one, a single file line, and the taller of you are going to have to get around things and bend down and kind of work your way through it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna be pretty useless in here, see? So, I'm gonna have to be like a little bit of a Gumby, whatever the hell that is in this world. And, so I'm hoping that maybe Yurgriff, would you mind leading the way?
I don't mind doing such things, but Moxie did have the great idea of taking the pickaxe and then maybe we just hole up in the woods for a little bit and maybe see who comes back to the house looking for the pickaxe.
Oh, I didn't know there was a plan. They were just arguing and I was bored.
Well, you should try arguing.
I don't mind walking through this tunnel, but I am just a dwarf. As wide as I am tall, y'all are gonna have to be crawling on your hands and knees, and that's very useless for when we meet what is ever at the end of this tunnel, possibly waiting for us because of their arguing, you see.
Also, it's probably not because of the arguing, it's probably because I was trying to collect the census, but I, in a serious note, am just concerned that we're going to get down there and not be able to fight anything, because there's not a lot of space. And you can't see without the fire.
Why don't we just send a few firebolts down the hallway, per the usual?
So we do not know how long this tunnel
For
is.
the usual.
This tunnel could be, 30 meters to the temple. It could last, 100, 200 meters and go Lord knows where.
Exactly.
I'm also fine
blow
with
it
just
out.
going to Durup and accusing him and being like, is this your pickaxe? So, I don't care.
Now, Fignacious, my friend, I know you do dabble in the arts of magic. Do you have some sort of maybe scrying or thing that you could leave here to watch this basement?
Yeah, what did wizard school teach you?
I currently actually. I was thinking if Unseen Servant could do it.
That's all right. While Figgy's looking this up, just a reminder, everybody, this is our very first live episode, and we are super kind of psyched to be able to be doing this. It was a little off the cuff. I decided last minute to pull this off. I'm having fun with it. I think it's great. We can't probably do this full time because of our own life, our life things. But just for a reminder, we do have 4 episodes that are available on YouTube and some other places. So if you're just catching up, you can catch them there. And we may not be in chat. I'm not in chat. So anyway, Figgy, go on.
What I'm planning to do is a great idea, Yurgriff. I'm going to leave my mage hand hanging on the front of the door so that if anybody walks through, they have to brush past it. And I'll wait close by. You guys can go back. And then I will know that someone has gone through. That's the best I can do.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like wizard school owes you some money.
And then I refrain from casting hideous laughter on my friend here. Sorry, on my acquaintance here.
We're going to be best friends, I hope you know.
Yeah. Don't forget, make sure you read how hideous laughter works, because I think we kind of did our own thing with it. I will say right now, that is one of the most creative thoughts that I've ever heard of somebody using Mage Hand for. I know that's not what it's made to do, but I think that's awesome. So, hell yeah, I'll let that go.
Cool, thanks.
So you guys looking to go down this tunnel, or?
We're going to wait, right? We're going to wait, or at least I'm going to wait, and then somebody else is going to wait for pickaxe to be picked up.
I mean, we could split up, but we don't really have a way of, like, communicating with each other if we're far away. Like, if someone was in the forest, somebody was here, like a little system, but I don't know who's very fast, who could run around and travel these messages.
So, Sorry, just a point of order for you, Fignacious. So, Mage Hand is a 30-foot deal, so your connection with it extends to that as well. So you can totally do what you want to do, but like you're gonna have to sit outside the building, close by to this corner. Essentially, just keep that in mind.
Right. I was thinking maybe if I could go up on the second floor and hide in the unoccupied closet. I don't know if it's close enough.
That's legit. That works.
Cool. That's where I'm gonna go. And I also mentioned to my friend Moxie here that I can signal you guys with my firebolt, aka my favorite spell in the world. And if one firebolt is somebody's here, and 2 firebolts is come get me now, and no firebolt is I'm either dead or don't come.
Or nothing, yes.
Yeah.
It is a very subtle spell, I will say.
Yeah, it's very precise and small, and nobody else will notice.
Yeah, nobody else will notice.
Okay. So, Fignacious is gonna go upstairs, and he's gonna set his mage hand as something like a passerby wafts through the smell, and he gets a general sense of it. I think that's kind of cool. We'll go with it. The 3 of you, what are your plans exactly?
How bright is Firebolt?
Wicked.
Like if he shot a firebolt into the sky, how far away can I see that?
It's not like a firework. It like fireball, like we all know the quintessential fireball. That's like a mote of like fire flies out and explodes outwards. Firebolt is more like maybe like a stream of fire just flies across the room to wherever he's pointing and then explodes on impact on that one small spot.
So if he shot it into the sky, and let's say, for hypothetically, Yurgriff is having breakfast at the Black Keg, could I see it?
If you're looking for it, yes, you would be able to see it. It's going to go out in this kind of small stream until it hits its end point, and then it's going to go and be done.
Yurgriff looks at at the group and he's like, well, if that is your plan, my friend, Yurgriff Anvilhands, he starts patting his stomach, is going to go get himself some provisions, some coffee, and get ready to potentially take care of this gnomish bastard of ours. And he's off to breakfast.
Yurgriff starts heading up the ladder, inviting the two of you to go with. Fignacious is already upstairs. Are you two going with him?
I follow Yurgriff.
I say that I will be there very quickly. I just want to go check something really quick. Like, really, really quick.
Okay. So as Fignacious goes upstairs and situates himself, and the three of you walk out the front door, let's take a break. It is 8:26 Eastern Standard Time. We've been streaming for like an hour and 40 minutes. Let's take a 5 or 10. I'm gonna throw a standing 10 count up. You guys hang out for one second while I go to the BRB screen. Everybody else, thank you for joining us. My name is Rabbles. Some of you know me as Steve Ocelot because I just rebranded, and that's what I've been going as for quite a while now. This is the first live episode of Rabble Rouzers D&D, and I don't even know if my players know that I've named this campaign. This campaign is called The Ghosts of Damara.
Ooh.
Nice.
And you can find us all over the internet. The links are right down below here. We'll be back in 5 or 10 minutes. Please stay tuned. Tell your friends. Catch up on old episodes at YouTube and on Twitch at all the the old episodes down there. Team, please stick around for 2 seconds. I'm going to switch us to a BRB, and then we will a BRB.
Yeah.
Because we can't see you.
Steve Austin.
Hey everybody, have a
Breaks
have a
beard.
stretch dab. I'm stretching. Let them dab it. Have it. Get it. Why not? Is that still a thing? Do people still do that? I don't think people
I
still
don't
do
think
that.
so.
I wish
do it.
John Cena popped
Suck
up
a nerds.
and body slammed you right now for doing that.
So we'll get back to the story in a second. I want to get a couple more sips of this beer down. You know what? The second time around, it's actually a lot better than I thought it was the first time. It's,
Is that the one with the light blue can?
It's this one. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that one.
It's not bad. It's not the cat's meow, but it's not meant to be. It's called Just a Kitten, so I guess that makes sense. It's pretty good. Guys, I know there's a lot of people in chat. I didn't realize how crazy it was because I haven't had my chat up. But I'm actually going to shut it down in a second. But thank you for popping in. If for some reason you're just joining us, I'm sorry that you missed the first half of this episode. But you can always catch up because we'll have it online, and all the other episodes are online too. I'm Rabbles. We just rebranded. I used to be Steve Ocelot running Rabble Rouzers. Now I am Rabbles running Rabble Rouzers. So stupid. Anyway, I hope you're all having a good time. Shoot the shit in the chat. I do want to thank... what the fuck is that floating out of my beer? Oh, there's like full-on stuff in this thing.
Jeez. You're the zombie
Unfiltered.
now.
Oh, is it unfiltered? It is unfiltered.
Probably.
Zombie now.
There's real cheese in there.
Maybe it's unfiltered.
Zombie.
Here,
Whatever.
made
Yeah,
with real cheese.
Just a kitten made with
Extra
real
flavor.
kittens.
Ugh.
I know that there have been a bunch of follows, there have been a couple subs and some cheers that happened during the stream. I thank you all for all of that. I really appreciate it. We all really appreciate it. I am sorry that there are no notifications and things like that, and that I'm not in chat to be able to do that, but that's what happens when you live stream D&D. So, that said, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. You can check us out all over the internets. The links are down below. A number of us are streamers that stream variety or other types of games too, specifically Yurgriff and Moxie, aka Pizel56X, and Empress_Allie. So make sure you check them out. These two, I don't know what these jokers are doing, but you know,
I'm big _fatters on Twitch, but I don't stream yet.
big.
But
Oh
still
yeah, that's
follow me.
right. Big _fatters. Wait, are you gonna start? Are you gonna start streaming on Twitch?
Maybe someday.
Dude, you know what? You did a very awesome thing when you traveled from California back to Massachusetts. You had that that vlog kind of thing going.
Yeah.
You would make an awesome streamer in that regard, like real life type stuff, because that was really cool when you did that, man.
Thank you very much. Do people actually do that? Like on, I guess I'm not a Twitch expert, but they do stuff like that on Twitch?
Oh yeah, all the time.
All right, I'm going to bring you guys with me someday.
And
As we have big farts on the top of mountains.
And Frank's the bassist in the band that I drum for called Taken by Vultures, so you'll get to hear music by Frank hopefully soon. I mean, we go into final mixing next
real
week,
soon.
so
I can't wait.
That.
I already hate the song, so that means it's ready to be released.
that's exactly how it works.
That's how it worked.
And we'll never listen to it again.
That's right. That means you made a
Then you'll
good record. If you didn't listen to it enough to a point where you hate it, that means that it's not going to be good. So it's going to be great.
So, back to Rabble Rouzers. We left off with the group slightly parting ways. Fignacious, you are all set upstairs in one of the closets in the second floor of this building, and your mage hand is set up in the basement. The three of you headed out the door, Yurgriff and Raymond off towards the Black Keg to get some coffee and some breakfast, as Yurgriff does every day. And Moxie, where are you heading? You banged a right, I think, when you got out the door.
Just wanted to maybe take like a little walk and just see who's working at the temple is all.
Okay. As the two of you head off, Moxie mentions to you that she'll catch up, and she bangs a right out the door and heads down that little dirt pathway into the wooded area towards the abandoned temple, where you guys had found the secret passageways, which ended up allowing you to become heroes of the town, saving the Emberspire child. And Moxie, as you follow your way through that short track of woods there, you notice that the town militia, as it would be, has stepped up their guard of that place. What was his name? Oh, I'm lost.
Derp.
It's lost on me. I don't have my note up.
Which one?
That glorious note.
Not Derp.
The human?
Oh,
Yeah.
John
like-
Bombastic.
John Bombastic.
Yeah.
I take very good notes.
Thank you. Johnny Bombastic is there. Durup is not there, but there are at least 7 more guards stationed around the building, as if they're now really taking it seriously, based on what had happened and what you guys kind of told the town when you got back from your little side mission there. But that's what you see as you're kind of walking. What would you like to do?
I go up to Johnny Bombastic.
Okay. I don't remember his voice, so it's going to be this. Oh, Moxie. Hey, how you doing?
Wow, look at you actually doing your job for once. I'm pretty impressed.
Oh, come on. Stop giving me shit. You know that. God damn it. You always make me feel so bad.
Yes, many men say this to me. Is Durup working today? Where is he?
No, that lazy bastard. Last time I saw him was yesterday. You guys went into the temple. A little while went by, and I took off to go take care of things at the council. And when I came back, he was gone, and you guys were already in town. I think you were at the Emberspire house. He was gone. I haven't seen him since. I don't know if he's sleeping somewhere or what his deal is.
How curious. Question, for no particular reason, did he ever have a pickaxe on him?
I mean, not that I saw. But I mean, he works multiple jobs. He works for the lumber mill at least a day a week. He does this for the militia, a couple days a week. But that's also new. He said he was doing something else, but I don't know what it was. There's not really much mining around here, though.
Okay. Just
maybe.
at the... He seems like one of those gnomes, just does whatever, does lots of different things. I just didn't know.
I mean, it's entirely possible. He might have one. I mean, a lot of people around here have them, especially the ones that are working on houses.
Okay, well, it's good to see you doing your job. That's all.
Thanks?
I'm very
I
proud
guess.
of you.
You see another guard has been kind of like over in the corner, kind of like trying not to keep, like, looks over at you and tries not to keep eye contact with you, but every once in a while keeps looking over and you keep noticing it.
Yes, can I help you?
He just kind of like turns his head away to make an insight check.
Oh, Lord. Insight. 22.
You get the distinct sense that, I mean, he's a teenager. He's probably relatively new to the guard. You get the distinct sense that he's looking at you like, oh, she's like a hero. I want to say hi. He's like a fanboy. He's totally fanboying out right now. Oh my god!
I go over to him. Are you okay?
Oh, yeah, I'm okay.
What's your name?
My name's Quattro. Quattro.
What?
Quattro.
You need to change your name.
You're Moxie, right?
Yes. And I changed my name because it was almost as bad as Quattro.
That's my father's and my grandfather's name.
So you need a different name. You can't be the same name.
But he's taken aback. He doesn't know what to say. He was like totally fanboying out from one of the heroes of the town, and now he's like, he doesn't know what to do.
Quattro. What are you good at?
I mean, my dad wants me to work at the mills, but I don't like that, so I'm trying to get good at sword fighting. I'm gonna work for the militia for a while, and then I might go join the Royal Army.
Yes, I see this. Okay, for now we'll call you Blades.
Blades?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
I look over at Johnny Bombastic. This is what the real worker looks like. You see this kid? Doing real work.
Johnny just kind of goes about his business, but the kid is ecstatic about this. He loves it. You can clearly tell, you know, especially with that role that you had, that you and the rest of the group are like his current heroes right now. He's got that air about him that he wants to be an adventurer or like a well-known knight or something like that. He's got that kind of in his head.
We have lots of work to do today, Blade, but we are probably going to be drinking tonight. You should come. It'll be really fun. I'll introduce you to everybody. We'll have a great time.
Oh, that would really? Are you sure?
Not?
Are you sure? That would be awesome. But I don't want to impose.
It's okay. I owe somebody a beer, so if you buy him a beer, then we're even.
Oh well, this is my first week. I think I get paid tomorrow, so I should be. Yeah, I can cover that. I can totally cover that. No worries.
Okay, I have a better idea. I hand him like 5 copper. Okay, you pay for the beer with this. And then you can keep the rest. And then it's like I'm not really paying, so it's not like I really lost the bet. Understand?
Yeah, I get it. Oh, okay, thank you.
All right, perfect. See you tonight, kid.
Definitely. Wait, are you going to are you going to Jameth's, or are you going over to the Wanton Thief?
The Wanton Thief. That sounds more my speed.
Yeah, I've actually never been in there, so yeah, I'll come over. That'll be fun. That'll be nice.
Do you live here? How have you never been there?
I'm like 17.
What, you're not like curious? You don't just like walk into places when you're bored?
My parents don't like me going over to that area of town for some reason. I don't know. They always give me shit about
Quattro
it.
Senior.
Yeah, Quattros. Quattro at your service.
Ridiculous. Well, we'll see you tonight. Don't get yourself killed on the way. Also, if you see that gnome Durup, keep an eye on him.
Durup. Oh yeah. The little guy, real squirrely, right?
Yes, keep an eye on him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll do that.
Report anything suspicious around here, especially on that one. And I point to Johnny.
I would normally report suspicious stuff to him. So.
Well, anything suspicious about him to me.
Oh, yeah. Anything. Anything from Moxie, of course.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Okay, he's walking behind you a bit as you're walking away, like he can't stop himself from wanting to kind of be around you type deal. But he eventually kind of backs off a bit as you walk away and meet up with the rest of the group.
Perfect. All right, yeah. Now I'm going back.
So Yurgriff and Raymond, you're walking through town at this point, huh?
Can I retcon before we leave, or as we're leaving the house? I will look around for a pretty big stick, and I want to try and lock the front door from the outside, if that's possible. I assume the door opens inward, so I want to see if there's a way to sort of, or you know what? I lash it with either some vines, or I take some rope and I cut a piece off and I lash it so that it's locked from the outside.
All right, do you have rope?
I believe I do.
In your inventory? Most people always end up having a little bit of
I'm
rope.
sure I do. I mean...
So let's just say, for the sake of this, make a perception check. We'll see if you can just, from the general vicinity, see anything you can use off the ground, and if you can't, then you can use your rope.
17.
Okay. Looking around, you could probably spend a couple minutes to collect some stuff in the woods if you wanted to. Otherwise, it's probably best to just cut it like a 2-foot piece of rope off and do a tie off.
I'll do that. I cut a 5-foot piece off and I make a real good tie.
Okay. So mark down that your rope is a little shorter because that could come into play in the future.
Yep.
And you do that and you tie it off. You and Yurgriff head off. And you're getting to at about the time that Moxie gets in there and she's kind of like mid-conversation. The two of you find yourselves in the town square where a bit of a crowd has gathered. It's just sunup now, which means that anyone who's outside is most likely the tradesmen of the town that are getting ready to do like the manual labor type stuff, the building of houses, the cutting of trees, the stuff at the lumber mill, the other smithy, not smithy in town, stuff like that. And you see a small crowd has gathered at the area by that old, or where the body is that you had found this morning.
I turn to Yurgriff and I say, hey, let's walk past them like we don't notice.
Yurgriff has a little rumble in his belly, and he's like, "Nah, I could get me some eggs and sausage, so they can handle it."
My man, see?
Okay. As you're walking by, you attempt to kind of just curtail away from the area. For anyone just tuning in, let's give you a little bit of a map view so we can show what's kind of going on. Moxie's off in this direction somewhere, and the Yurgriff and Raymond are now kind of over here. You skirt yourself around the statue of Shadowfax, the horse, and you catch that math. What's his name? I'm at a loss at the moment.
Lynn Senior.
Lynn Senior, yeah, Jeffrey Lynn Senior. You get a sense that you know that Jeffrey Lynn Senior is there, and he catches eyes with you for a moment, Yurgriff, but he doesn't say anything. It's make a I guess an insight check, please, and then I'll explain why in a second. I always used to use insight wrong, so I'm trying to use it as right as possible now.
That would be a 6.
Okay. He darts his eyes away from you. He does notice you, for sure. He rolled a good perception check. But he darts his eyes away from you, and you're not sure why. You don't know if maybe it had something to do with the encounter the night before where he was acting kind of sketchy with you guys, or if he's just too busy, but, you know, whatever. And you guys continue on, and you find yourselves at the Black Keg, and like every day, even though there's a bunch of stuff going on, the coffee is there. The coffee is brewing, and you can smell it, and you can smell the bacon and the sausage and the eggs and all the other things that are typically cooked here. And like clockwork, Altez LaFox is out front in his apron serving out to the workers of the town, and you stride up with Raymond. This is Yurgriff. Yeah, Yurgriff. Hey, good morning. Good to see you. You're a little late this morning, huh?
I'll text my friend. Well, I do apologize for being late. Me and my compatriots last night had ourselves a little drinking tournament, and Yurgriff Anvilhands got himself pretty goddamn drunk, if I do say so myself.
That's one to happen, I suppose. Well, it's good to see that you're in good spirits this morning, even though you drank so much. Hey, do you want the usual?
I do believe that would be lovely. Thank you so much.
All right. He says, what about for your friend there? And he says, Raymond, right?
Yes. I'll have what he's having.
Okay. The crowd, the small line that's there are getting their coffee filled out, and he does have some employees. Like the LaFox family does work there, and he's got a couple kids that are helping out as well. And they take over for him. He goes inside. He comes back out with the usual. And the usual for Yurgriff. What is the usual? He has multiple things here. He has coffee. He has many types of beer. He has eggs, bacon, sausage, all that type of breakfast stuff.
Coffee black, in the largest cup possible.
Man.
4 eggs cooked sunny side up, a little runny. 4 strips of bacon, 3 of the plumpest sausages they can find, and 2 pieces of toast.
What kind of toast? What's
He's
your
a dwarf, so
favorite
he doesn't care about his health, so we'll say white.
White toast? Ah, okay. I
He's
was
a
on.
dwarf, right? They're plain.
I mean, I was 100% on board the whole way through. That was great. I have one redcon and one important question. First of all, how do you order the bacon? Is the bacon well done? Is it flabby? That's important.
He likes the bacon flabby.
Are you doing that to fuck with me, or is that how you actually eat your bacon?
No, that's how he wants it. He doesn't like hard crispy bacon. Make it a little greasy. Make it a little flabby.
Bacon.
As an aside from the game, when it comes to bacon, you got to cook it on low heat and flip it constantly, and you get the best bacon. It's a little crispy, it's a little flabby, it's everything you need. And in a cast iron pan.
As a resident vegetarian, if it's called bacon, shouldn't it be baked?
You can bake bacon. It is delicious.
Baked bacon is great.
It is real good.
Baked bacon is great, no doubt. I have one small redcon, and that I also ordered. I wanted to order some boar hash because I brought that mangled ass boar.
You brought that to a different place.
Oh, is it a different place?
Different place.
Okay.
Yeah, you brought your you brought your 3/4 boar to Jameth and Maneth, the upscale place, and got a lot of shit for it.
That's right. I forgot. That's a shame.
But he says,
never mind.
He says, the boar. No. I bought some boar the other day. Apparently Jameth had some, so he sold some to me. It'll be sausages by tomorrow, promise. But not today. And by the time he comes back, he hands over the 2 plates and the coffees, and Raymond says, white bread, and Altis goes, I got sourdough. You want that instead?
Yeah, sourdough. Bring that on over, please.
All right, well, you start eating, and I'll go take care of that. And the 2 of you find there are a handful of
Hey, you got any crispy bacon back there too? While you're at it, I'm sorry, I got to make a switch.
He looks at Yurgriff and just gives Yurgriff this look of like, what's with this guy? But takes your bacon as well, and takes the bacon and the he takes the bacon and the white bread, and he just folds it over and eats it as he walks away.
Oh shit! Okay, I was gonna say as he was about to take the bacon, Yurgriff just stabs at it, but it's been eaten. No, I don't want to retcon it.
No, there's a couple pieces of bacon. You grab one of them out of his hand and give Altez a little bit of a wink, but he puts the rest of it in the white bread and just folds it over and says, I haven't eaten yet anyway, and starts to chew on it as like it's a sandwich.
I really kind of thought you were gonna take the bread to the back, and he was just gonna like do the waiting. The movie waiting trick and just like rub it where the sun don't shine,
make
and then
French
bring it back out.
Yeah, rub it on his butt.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that's what was going to happen.
Hey, it's the theme of the campaign. You're going to get some ass French toast.
There's always going to be some kind of ass discussion, and
it's disgusting. I need to really work on my accent for that dialect, because I always default to Russian, and one day I'm gonna meet a Russian that'd see me online. They'd be real upset with me. Anyway, you guys find the outside, like in the mornings, he typically puts out a handful of stumps. No tables or anything. You kind of just sit on the stump, you hold your plate, and you do your thing. Pick a coffee up off the ground. And by the time you guys sit down and start eating, maybe a few minutes later, before you've totally finished off, Moxie shows up. Moxie, you had passed by this group of people. Like, you're kind of right on the edge of getting towards where they're at, and you're just kind of like looking at like the group over at that body. No one's paying mind to you though.
Yep. I just ignore it. Oh, definitely forgot to move that body.
And you pass by. You pass by Jeffrey Lynn Sr. Again, just like Yurgriff had. He's on kind of the outskirts of that little crowd right now. There's a handful of militia heading into that crowd towards the body now, and he looks at you and just tips a hat towards you, but otherwise doesn't bother you.
I don't bother with him. I don't like him.
Okay. And you walk up as they're like in the middle of finishing off their plates and drinking down their coffee.
By the gods, do you eat very quickly?
Now, what happens here is we are very hungry and we need to figure out what we're gonna do about
Some of us were working. Your gnome friend has gone missing. Curious?
And he says, wait, I didn't know Anabar was missing.
Not that one.
Okay.
The dumb one that works at the place, the temple.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Apparently went missing after we went from the temple. Curious?
Very curious.
Also,
well, why don't you...
What?
Go ahead.
Also, we have a fanboy. That's all I was going to say.
Oh.
Yes.
Now, who is this fanboy? Is it that Johnny Bombastic? I can't stand that son of a bitch.
Cinco or something.
Oh, do you mean Quattro Quattro?
Yes, that one with the dumb name.
His mother, Trace Quattro, makes just the most excellent elk soup that you will ever taste. Knock your socks off, I do declare.
I hate all of their names.
Oh, I do apologize.
I already changed his name, but that's not the point of the story.
What's his brother's name, Yurgriff?
Obviously, Cinco.
His brother's name is Cinco Quattro.
What's his middle name?
His sister's name is Seis Quattro. And Quattro Quattro Sr., see, he works down in the lumber mill, and he met Trace Quattro. Now, Trace Quattro was Trace before she got married, but now she's Trace Quattro because she took his name.
And all of these are the offspring of their parents.
Oh my god, I love it. I love it so much.
Raymond has not looked away or stopped eating this entire time, but then he stops for a second, swallows, and he says, wait a minute. Now, are these individuals related to an Ocho Cinco? He plays fantasy foosball, right?
I think you're right.
Who doesn't know Ocho Cinco? Are there any relation? Wow, that was weird. Any
relation. This isn't even my main tongue, and I know how to say it.
Now, is that Ocho Cinco? Is he a member of the Oakshire? Because if he is not, I have not met him before.
Oh, he's famous world over. Ain't you heard?
God damn it!
I have not, but thank you for bringing him to my attention. Thank you so much. Goes back to eating his flabby bacon.
Anyway,
Ocho Cinco is now officially a very well-known foosball player from Waterdeep that the three travelers, Moxie, Fignacious, and Raymond, have probably heard of before. Yurgriff has no idea.
Fantasy foosball.
Amazing.
What is fantasy foosball in our world? I'll let you make that decision.
Oh no.
Think about it. Get back to me later.
Yeah, I gotta think about it. I don't want to
turn it into like a dice game or something. A dice game. That'd be fun.
Yeah, you're doing this. I was like,
I know. I saw it on screen, and I was like,
yikes.
Yep, bad. Anyway, I hope that makes for some good viewing, though.
Someone clip that.
Moxie, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. That Ocho Cinco thing was hilarious.
I don't know what I was saying. Anyway, so that's a thing. Also, I want coffee, but I don't want that flabby looking bacon.
That's great. More flabby bacon for me.
You're able to make an order, and actually, there's an interesting situation. Is he comes out with a plate that has bacon, it has eggs, and it has white bread on it again. No coffee or anything, but he goes to hand it to somebody else, and you're kind of standing there looking at it, and he just looks at you and goes, same thing?
Yeah, but not flabby bacon.
All right, a little overcooked to me. You want like burnt, or what are you looking at?
I don't want it burnt, I just don't want it to look like that.
All right, and coffee, how do you take it?
Black.
Done. And about a minute or two later, he comes back. They clearly have some sort of like rotating thing because the amount of people who are workers in this town getting food this early in the morning. It's probably about 5:30 now. The sun's starting to really come up a bit more. But yeah.
It's 5:30 in the morning? I should be asleep.
Yurgriff woke you up at like 4:30.
We went to bed like 2 hours before that.
Yeah.
I feel as though if anybody was going to have the foo-foo coffee, it's going to be Figgy.
Yeah, of all
right?
of us.
Like,
yeah,
he's gonna have like 3 pumps of like vanilla
extract.
and
pure
and, like,
vanilla extract.
And there's gonna be like some kind of a glaze and some kind of like whipped cream on top, like a $14 Starbucks drink.
Yeah.
See, I could see Figgy getting a black coffee, dropping a piece of cheese into it, and it like turns it into like a vanilla frappuccino.
Doesn't he have like a blueberry cheese or something like that?
Yeah, and well, I guess we're just mentally talking right now, or psychically talking. But you guys know those noon tablets that you can drop into like for. So that's exactly what I have. Special effervescent cheeses. You just drop it into whatever you're drinking. And I just turned into something glorious.
I just flipped my my camera around because since we're talking about food and all this stuff, I thought it was prudent to say that I'm eating a snack. It is these spicy sriracha spice Thai rice crisps, and I know it's not called this, but it looks like it's called dong.
Nice.
It's called dang, but it looks like it's called
dang.
dong.
That
Anyway.
looks like dong.
Look at that dong.
Anyway,
nice
sorry.
hot dong.
I gotta put myself back because now my arm's on the wrong side, but didn't mean to interrupt. It just made me laugh.
I will recede into my stage persona.
Arms back. So you receive your food. Figgy, how far away does your telepathic link work? Is there any info on that?
It's 20 feet.
Okay, so yeah, you have no idea what's going on. You're just hanging out in a closet by yourself in that building at the moment.
But somehow there's a greater force. Go ahead.
Thinking about a $14 Starbucks macchiato that you can't have.
Yeah, I'm like, oh man, I left my little cheese effervescent tablets in my room with my main clothes, and I'm sitting here with the dangly mage hand right now, just sitting there, and nothing is happening.
About a half hour goes by. You guys finish your food, and the mage hand pops out of existence. You pop it back into existence because the spell doesn't really last that long. It only lasts a minute. So like every minute goes by and you feel the spell end and you go, ugh, over and over again. And for you, Figgy, a half hour goes by. It feels like 4 hours having to say the incantation again, do all the hand movements, cast the spell every minute for 30 minutes while these guys are just having food and finishing up their lunch. Figgy, is there anything you want to be doing during this time?
I'm not sure if I can. Yeah, I guess I could do this. I want to cast or do the detect magic thingy.
Okay.
Upstairs where I am. I was gonna go and launch a firebolt down the tunnel, and I may do that if I get extra frustrated. But right now I just want to detect magic upstairs.
Okay. At about the 15-minute mark, you're like, ugh. You cast your mage hand, and then you sit and you ritual cast. Are you gonna ritual cast, or are you gonna spend a spell slot for it? Because ritual cast will take you 11 minutes.
Cast.
All right.
Yeah, ritual
so you
cast
spend the next 11 minutes trying to kill your time by ritual casting. You pull out. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna have you. What does it look like? It's a verbal and somatic thing. You don't need any components. But like, what do you do to ritualize this?
So what I do is is if you can imagine in yoga class when you're going to a downwards dog and you put your head down by the ground, or you can if you're like super, like if you're pushing and then you do this, and then I kind of listen one way, I listen the other way, I go into an upward dog, and then I sit down, and then that's my detect magic.
So for 11 minutes, it's just different variations of this pose, muttering the incantations over and over again, and then boom, your eyes open, and nothing happens to you, but all of a sudden the world looks a little different. There's this haze to it, and your detect magic starts to allow your eyes to focus on things that it wouldn't normally. And for the most part, almost everything is it's just a little hazy version of the regular world. But then you look towards the wall and down towards the outside, towards the woods. And in the ground, not more than like maybe 5 or 6 feet underground, you sense something. It's purple. You don't know what it is, but you can see the color wrapped around whatever this thing is, this purple aura.
But it's underground.
It's underground outside of the house, within 30 feet of you.
Do I perceive any kind of potential pathway there? Like, does a tunnel head in the general direction?
From the way that you're looking, if you were to guess based on where you're at in the house, what's your survival? Are you proficient in survival, or do you just have a regular?
I have a +5 survival.
Is it proficient, the little black dot?
It is proficient, yeah.
Okay. You think that with your proficiency in survival, you think that it's along the path of that tunnel, but it's probably not in the tunnel. It's probably in the ground somewhere off to that side of the tunnel.
Gotcha. And my friend Moxie took the pickaxe with her, right?
She did.
I am going to carefully walk outside towards where I see the purple thing while still casting Mage Hand. Does it make sense to... No, I'm going to stop casting Mage Hand.
Well,
I'm going to slowly start
just...
walking outside.
Oh, yeah. So, if you want to
because
just
I don't
let
need
it
to,
drop.
like, check at the doorway, yeah.
Yeah, so you're like, I don't know, you're like 26 or 27 minutes into casting Mage Hand over and over again, plus doing your ritual. Mage Hand's been out for a little while now. And you head outside. Are you going outside the house, or are you down back to the basement?
I am going... I'm going down to the basement, but I'm walking towards... So wait, is this purple aura outside the house? You said I was looking out the window.
So the direction that you're looking, you're not even looking out the window. You're literally seeing it through the floor and through the wall.
Oh,
okay. You're able to you transcend that vision specifically for that item or whatever that thing is. But there's clearly something magical somewhere under the ground level to the right side, not far off from where that tunnel passes through.
Gotcha. I'm going to slowly walk over there and then try to perceive a way to get to it without digging or destroying just yet.
Okay. You get outside and it's grass. There's dirt underneath it.
He can't leave.
Oh yeah, the door's locked.
Oh, that's right.
And I don't know that the door is locked, so I run into the door.
Yep.
And I hit my face.
Thank you, Raymond. I forgot about that.
And then
you slam
I think
into
to
the door
myself,
and hit your face. Go.
And then I think to myself, if I needed to get a hold of these people and I wanted to cast a firebolt, how would I do it? Because the door is locked.
And you recall that there are windows that you could open and do whatever you wanted, basically.
And then after this recollection, I open a window and do a ninja roll through it outside. A really awkward ninja roll.
Roll an acrobatics check for your ninja roll. I don't think you've rolled at all this game. Give you a roll. Let's give you a roll.
Oh no, I did. I had a dirty 20, but
that's right. That's right.
15.
Yeah. 15. Yeah, you open it and you kind of just dive out of it and do this weird ninja roll that most wizards probably wouldn't even attempt to try doing. And you do it
in my
sheets. No problem.
I'm thinking Napoleon Dynamite style, awkwardness level.
Yeah. and you're on the ground and you see it, and you look back at the house and you gauge where the where the tunnel is, and you look at the ground and you say, okay, it's actually probably about the same distance as that. It's about 10, between 5 and 10 feet underground, maybe a foot into the wall of that tunnel.
Oh, okay. And then I send a firebolt into the sky. A single firebolt.
Okay. Yurgriff specifically had mentioned that he was paying attention during this whole thing for the firebolt, and you see in the sky. You're still like you're just taking your last bite of bacon.
Would you say we saw one?
Just one.
One means we
Yurgriff looks
should go.
Yep. I agree.
And you guys head down that way.
Yeah, Yurgriff says goodbye to Alcatraz or whatever his name was, and
Altiz the Fox.
Altiz. I was close.
Yeah,
like
no, real
Alcatraz.
close, man. Altiz the Fox. I closed
Heads
the
off
thing,
towards
so
the
I can't
house.
tell you what that spelled like. But all right, everyone's going with, I assume.
You could choose to ignore me.
Good.
I take whatever's on my plate that I didn't finish, and I just walk out with the plate, so I could bring it to Fignacious.
Okay.
You're right. We're gonna be best friends.
Wait, with food on it or just the plate?
Yeah, no, with food on it, because I was eating much later than the rest of them,
But,
so...
I have to ask because Moxie might do something like that, so I'm trying
Oh,
to.
she would. No, you're fair to ask. She would do it. I brought you this plate. I understand there's no food on it, but... No, there's like half of a meal on it, and she just like, I guess we gotta go. So she just takes the plate and the coffee, and she just walks with it.
Okay. So you guys all head off. She takes a plate and the coffee. Raymond and Yurgriff, you guys finish your food, but your coffee was almost done, so you just pound it back, and you all start heading off that way. And you're not running, but you're moving a little faster than the walk up here. Hey everybody, how's it going? This is where we are going to end this particular episode of Rabble Rouzers D&D Ghosts of Damara. I am your DM, your GM, your referee, your whatever you want to call me, the guy who helps write the story with these fine folks. My name is Rabbles D&D, and you can find me all over the internet at Rabbles D&D. You can follow the links below in that link tree to be able to get access to all of our episodes and all of the other content that I put out on the internet. We are going to be making these live on Twitch going forward at Rabbles D&D. So if you want to watch the episodes live, please pay attention to our Twitter. Follow us and or subscribe on Twitch, and you will be able to get notifications as to when we're going live. The videos for YouTube and the podcast versions will be slightly edited, like this one, where we are literally cutting it directly in half, and we'll be releasing them on a different schedule, which you can also find all over the place. Typically, that schedule is every other week on Wednesday nights. So if you want to listen to this on podcasts, or if you want to watch it on YouTube in shorter versions, you can check it out there. If you want to watch us live, check us out on Twitch. The second part of our live episode will release 2 weeks from the airing of this episode, and then I'm not sure when the next live session will be, so check back and let's see how it goes. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and we will see you soon.